amazing. It's a Saturday, well, late morning, and the traffic basically consists of two-wheeled vehicles. My sort of country. Wow, look at this highway. 3 lanes and it's just empty. So it looks like we're on the 4110 now to, I think, Thung Song. Thungsong. A few little spots of rain just starting to appear in the air, although the clouds don't look too angry now. So that doesn't develop into anything too serious. But as I said, not unexpected in this part of the world. Okay, so the road's decidedly wet now, although we haven't had any significant rain yet. We're either catching it up or it's just gone through and we've missed it. Yeah, properly slippery road now, so I'm going to have to just be a little bit wary of that, given I'm on those brand new tyres, although they should be well scrubbed in by now. Temperature's dropped quite nicely actually. It's 25.5 now, which is a lot more comfortable. Oh, you can definitely smell the rain in the air as well. It's got a, well, bit of a fishy smell about it, if I'm honest. We're quite away from the coast, I think. It's just water on warm tarmac that does that. Just as well Bo didn't wash her bike. So something I've noticed about the Tiger 800 that you don't get on the BMW GS is on those damp roads there, throwing quite a lot of water off the front wheel onto the bottoms of my jeans. So bottoms of my legs in these jeans, I don't know if you can see, quite wet. Because I'm used to the big Beamer having the cylinders sticking out, giving me some protection. Not so on the Triumph. Luckily, with it being so warm, having wet trousers is just giving me a bit of a cooling effect. It's quite pleasant. Okay, it's starting to go properly dark now. We could be in for a deluge at some point soon. Aha, another Amazon cafe. A little haven to sit out any rain, perhaps. Time for a break. Oh. Are we going to miss this rain? That's the question.
Yeah. We were lucky there.
Yeah, we were. It's incredible how I'm used to this protecting my shins. I'm absolutely drenched down here, look. Oh God. Yeah, just from the spray. So it turns out our timing was perfect. It is now chucking it down. Although, well, I say that. We've seen a lot harder, haven't we?
It's dribbling.
It's
English rain.
It's sort of too wet to be riding, so we'll stick this one out.
It's English rain that you brought with you.
Yeah, sadly. You can do it. You can do it.
Come on. Really nice.
Certainly not missing you. Okay, the Amazon cafe to the rescue, kept us dry, got our waterproof bottoms on, and hopefully, well, that bit of rain stopped now. Fingers crossed that it's going to stay that way. Okie dokie. On your jump. Okay. Alright, we're off. Well, we will be, once we've got a bit of clear road. Okay, so we've got about another 20k I think on this busy road, and then we turn off onto the road with the lakes, and then we're on to the temples after that. But I think Paul was saying the bit with the lakes is one of the most beautiful stretches, so really looking forward to that. I'll speak to you when we get there, if not before. Okay, up ahead we've got what looks like a bit more of a mountainous region. I think we've got to cross that in some manner, so that's going to be interesting. There's some low cloud hugging parts of it. It's going to be steamy through there. The temperature has now dropped to its lowest point since we've been in the country, 25 degrees, which I have to say is very, very pleasant indeed. Just dropping, you know, 10 degrees makes a lot of difference. Right, back into the jungle then. So for the past 30k or so we've been on this main road, and we've been passing quite a lot of these trucks hauling timber. I've been trying to work out exactly how they've loaded it on. It's a skill, I know that. Doesn't look like anything's moving, does it? Very, very impressive. So it's just after 1 o'clock on Saturday now, and we set off about 9:10, so been on the road about 4 hours. We stopped a couple of times to sit out that shower. We'll probably stop for a total of about 3/4 of an hour. So been on the bike between, let's say, 3 or 4 hours. I have to say, my bum has gone a little bit numb. So I think longer days in the saddle, the Tiger 800 is not quite as comfortable as the Big Beamer. I'm sure there are aftermarket saddles available, or if you got yourself one of those sheepskin things or an Airhawk seat, you can probably sort that out. But definitely feeling it a little bit in my buttocks, which isn't a problem I have when I'm on the big GS. A few bananas on your bike, as you do. He's in a hurry. I mentioned earlier about how these trucks are loaded up with wood. Well, check out how this one's loaded up. Not so sure that's wood rather than just a tree. How on earth did they get that on there? Looks like they're, well, I don't know if they're transplanting those, but yeah, that's something different. Well, this is an interesting looking place. We've come off that main highway now, turn left, and I think we're at a place called Ban Phong, B-A-N-P-H-O-N-G, I believe, if I read the signs right. Let's just look at this place. Aha. Fuel stop perchance? I'm good. Or are we turning round? Not sure.
Didn't fill up at the last station.
No problem. Sure thing. Right, very quick pit stop there to get Bo filled up with some fuel. I've still got about 2/3 of a tank. We'll see how that goes. And something like, I think Paul was saying about 8k, and then we're onto the causeway across the lakes, which is supposed to be pretty beautiful, so that's going to be really interesting. And then it's only about half an hour ride, I think, until lunch as well, which my stomach is now telling me is about due, it being getting on 1:30. What a great town this is though, unlike anything I've ever been to before. Really interesting to visit. I'm glad to say, don't want to talk too soon, but the rain has held off. Check out this taxi ahead of me. What's this one, about 8 people on board? Great fun. Well, they've certainly got a cabling issue here. I'm in love with the way this fella's just stood on the back of this pickup on his phone, look, hanging on. But why not? We used to do it with London buses. Why not on the back of a pickup? And that was before health and safety was a thing. I'm not sure health and safety is a big thing in Thailand. And it's all the more better for it. Although I haven't seen the hospital stats. Okay, so I spoke too soon on the rain, because here it is. So we will be testing out these jackets after all, see if they are waterproof. They're supposed to be. I'm pretty confident that they'll dry up quite quickly, even if they're not. We'll see. And luckily we've still got our waterproof, well, showerproof bottoms on over our jeans, so hopefully we won't be too soggy by the time we get to the hotel tonight. Because the killer will be if our jeans get saturated and trying to dry them, but such is motorcycling, eh? Aha. What gives here then? Could this be lunch? Do you want to get off first? try it.
No. Hang on.
I don't know if it's going any further.
I'll get to
Right, let's find some noodles.
Oh yeah,
Right, another meal.
extra, but not extra, but
Prawn noodles. What have you gone for there, Paul? Looks
Don't
like,
know.
is that some sort of
pork.
porky thing?
both sort of ordered it for me and I'm eating it.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Bo, what have we got? Noodly thing?
Tom yum,
Wow. And Carol, we have no idea, so we're waiting to see.
fried rice with prawn. Oh, very nice.
They're good, aren't they?
What about that?
Surprised you didn't actually.
Doesn't matter. No,
Good noodles.
I mean,
I like rice just as much as noodles.
you're not going to be paying more than £2 for the meal, so...
What a winner.
Don't worry, I have an annoying habit of eating Andy's food, so I'll just eat it.
I have an annoying habit of leaving the tails on.
What you got?
Carol's food's arrived. Check that out. Oh, that looks good. So what do you think that is?
It's fried rice with shrimp.
Marvellous. And what's that sort of...
I assume that's quite hot soup.
Might have to try a little bit out of that from you.
I'll put it here. Help yourself.
Good.
There'll be seafood tonight. Yes, well?
That's good, isn't it?
Yeah. Hold on here.
When you dry, you tend to use concentrate and then you don't think
Yeah.
Well, we timed this perfectly. The storm has come in just as we finished lunch. So we're going to be sitting this one out, as you can hear. Yeah, they do proper rain here, don't they? Look on the bright side, it'll wash the snakes off the road. Oh, does it bring them out, is it? Yeah. Oh. Brings the snakes out.
Because they intentionally been told by
Pardon? Oh, yeah. Okay, it is properly raining now. Well, that was an absolutely splendid lunch, and once again allowed us to shelter from the rain. So I'm just going to move the bike up onto the tarmac before Carol gets on, because this has got droppage written all over it. Right, we're off. It's looking a little bit brighter out west, we're hoping. We're hoping that's the big downpour through. Otherwise we've got a big dry out in store once we get to the hotel. I have to say, it's a bit of a relief though with the temperatures dropped down now. What's we saying? 24 degrees. Chilly 24 degrees. Actually, it's just lovely. Even with the slightly damp jacket, it just means the riding temperature at least is much more bearable. Anyway, onwards to the causeway over the lakes, and might be unfortunate if we can't see them very well in this sort of misty atmosphere now, but let's see what we can find. Stick around and stay tuned. Okay, so 10 minutes on, and this is a change of landscape again. It's more kind of well, there's a lot of water about basically. Rice, paddy fields, that sort of thing. And some interesting wildlife, some amazing birds. I don't know if you can see those there. Some sort of cranes. I've seen quite a few of. A few cattle wandering about the road, as you do. Wow, some sort of floating restaurant there. Let's give you a little wipe. Hope you can see and hear me okay, that the water's not causing havoc with the bike connection. I'm relying on my duct tape to provide a little bit of waterproofing, but we'll see if it's worked. It's amazing, every now and then you come across stretches where, apart from the cows with the cranes on their backs, you look around and you think, well, this could be somewhere in England. I mean, these trees now look much more familiar. I don't know what they are, but they're not palms. Okay, little exception there with these tropical plants there. But if you look over that field, you know, you could be on the Acle Strait to Great Yarmouth, couldn't you? For any of you that know the Acle Strait to Great Yarmouth, I think it's the A47, Norwich to Great Yarmouth Road. Anyway, it's very boring, very straight road. It looks not unlike this, with a little bit of artistic license. Okay, this couldn't be confused with anything at home. This must be the causeway that we're talking about. The Pathalung. I'm probably pronouncing this completely wrong. Pathalung is the name of the place, I believe. And this is the causeway that stretches for something like, I think it's 14 kilometres, maybe more, over these wetlands. And you can see a big bridge over there in the distance that I assume we'll be going over shortly. Suddenly it's gone from being like the Acle Strait to being like riding down the Florida Keys. Minus all the water, minus the blue sky at this time. Having all these roadside signs, they've all got different birds on. It shows the variety of species that live here. Yep, that'll be some wetlands then. My word, what is that? Oh, thought it was something exotic, but it's cattle type things. So I think they're water buffalo, but I may need to check that. Okay, my angel, ready to rock and roll?
Oh, don't do that. I can't.
Got my gloves on, can't do it.
I've got a problem in Spain, and for some reason I just can't do it.
You'll get the hang of it. What?
Take your glove off.
Oh, you want me to do it for you? Right, we're off. Apparently this causeway is 6 miles long. So we just stopped there for a quick couple of snaps. Not sure they worked very well, but you've got to give them a try when you're somewhere like this, haven't you? Actually, not only does this remind me a little bit of that bit of Norfolk I was saying, but also up in Northumberland when you cross over to what's that island? You know the one I mean, where it floods. Anyway, it's a bit like that as well. Lindisfarne, that's the one. There's these shacks down here on the left. Some sorts of suspended nets over the waterway. Unfortunately, you can't really get a good view of them here, but there's another one there. See that on the left? What look like a load of sticks. There's a net attached to it. I'm not sure what they're catching. Some sort of shellfish, perhaps? Well, by the way, that meal we just had for our lunch, we all had a bowl of noodles or rice or whatever. It was very, very nice indeed. That plus a drink, each, 4 of us, came to less than £10. That works for me. But I guess you never know with those sorts of establishments. You could potentially take your life in your hands a bit, but says the spoilt Westerner. But I have to say, the food was very nice. Certainly what I had was the prawn noodle. Very nice indeed. Just what the doctor ordered. I bet this area is mosquito central when the sun comes out and the heat starts to rise again. There's always a downside, isn't there, to beautiful countries, and often it's mosquitoes. Fancy place, plonk there. So after what seems a very long day in the saddle, it's about 6 o'clock-ish now. We started at 9:30. We made it to a place called Songkhla. Don't know if I pronounced that right, but by the sea, as you can see. We are in desperate need of a bar and a swimming pool, so we're going to go and find that. This is the hotel room. A bit fairly basic, but it'll do. Massive beds, that's fine. Smells a bit odd, but no problem. We've been in worse places. And a very dim indeed shower type thing. Oh, it's massive actually. Brill, that'll work. Right then, it's beer o'clock, anything, Carol?
Yeah.
Right, we're off to the bar. Right, so we're ensconced in the hotel. We're going to now try and sample the restorative power of the bar, which we need, don't we?
We do.
It's been quite a long day in the old saddle. How did you find the saddle, by the way?
Bit sore by the end of the day.
GS better?
Yes.
Can't say fairer than that.
Sorry.
To the bar. One of them. Cheers. Top day. Thank you very much for your leading again. Advice, etc. Right, well I think looking at the pool is enough. Back to me beer. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers. That's...
Well, morning folks, another day has dawned and it's dawned pretty wet and windy today. Have a look out here on the balcony. It's what the weather's doing. This is a bit of a shocker to the system, having had such great weather. As you can see, it's pretty windy and it's raining as well. And the forecast today, unfortunately, is for quite a lot of rain and thunderstorms. It's already very warm out here. It's probably in the mid-20s. But there we go. So that's the view here in Songkhla. That sea over there, by the way, rather excitingly to me, is the South China Seas. Would you believe? First time I've ever seen that. Anyway, let me just quickly show you on the map exactly where we are. Here we are, look, here's a map. This is the Malay Peninsula of Thailand. We're down here in Songkhla, and today we're going to be riding up the east coast, up this way, around this area, for the evening, where we're going to find ourselves another hotel. So I imagine it's possibly going to be a bit of a windy one today, and wet one, so we'll get togged up, see how we go. Stick around, stay tuned, see what the day brings. Okay, so we did get on the bike. Sadly, my new Hero 8 is playing up and I didn't manage to get any footage coming out of town, which is a real shame. But anyway, we're out of town now and we've stopped at our first Buddhist temple. So check out this site behind us.
It's amazing.
How about that? It's not something you see every day, is it? Isn't that cool? How big would you say that is, Carol? It's got to be 50 metres long, something like that. Anyway, we're going to have a wander about and see what we can see. So it looks like we parked the bike in the best possible time because the tourists are just turning up. We've just beat them to it. So more bits of the temple here. This is the wheel that the Buddhists would turn around and pray. And we see that statue there with that hand position. Apparently each one of those hand positions donates a different thing. No idea what that one donates. And that's about the limit of me knowing anything about Buddhism. But there we go. It's interesting nonetheless. Bona fide monk here.
The monk pray.
Yes.
But no more people like me can't understand.
Okay.
But you have to learn the word, what it mean, what is
Yeah.
the monk way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a secret society for men only.
Sounds a bit like the Masons.
Men only.
The Masons in robes. Mind you, they do robes with that, don't they?
Monk, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
I think
You see the women all dressed in white, they're what they call acolytes, and their job is to clean, help feed the monks, but they still can't touch a monk, and the monk can't touch them.
We could do with a few acolytes at home, couldn't we? To help clean.
that's your job though.
Oh, thanks. So Paul was saying these are representations of senior monks from this temple from the past. And gold leaf that's now gone, has that been stolen or just weathered off?
It's just put on there by relatives and people who are...
Oh right, it's like an offering. Right, wow. That's 30 quid right there.
himself in the middle. And then these are older ones of the monks from a long time ago.
Right, what's going on the feet here then?
The Buddha's feet, and every one of these is symbolic of events and things that he did on his journey through his life. So this is a summation of the Buddha's teachings.
Okay. Bit of a shame we can't read it really, we remain ignorant.
Yes, but that's why the monks come here. They spend years learning all the symbolism. Because the people before couldn't read and write. So they used symbols.
pass it down. Okay.
Oh, the famous one. Oh.
Yeah, there's definitely Indian with a nose like that.
Well, what an absolutely incredible experience this is turning out to be, unlike anything I've ever seen before. It's absolutely amazing. So thanks again to Paul and Bo for hosting us and showing us around and showing us the other side of Thailand. You wouldn't necessarily see as a tourist. This is just incredible. Hopefully I've got one of the best thumbnails I've ever taken there. Right, I'm going to play with my camera now, see if I can get that flipping Hero 8 to play. It won't at the moment. It's stuck on the on there again, look, and won't even turn on. And the remote has given up the ghost as well, so I'm going to mess about with them. So you may or may not see much more on the bike today. If you do, it's a bonus. If not, we'll see you at the next stop. Right, it's rolling now. I might get, you never know, we might get lucky and get some footage. Hope so. Do a bit of Googling when we get to the next hotel.
Oops.
I won't be the first person that's had this problem. Alrighty. Stand down, jump on. Trusty oasis, which is the Amazon Cafe. Aircon, aircon. They do make a darn good coffee here, don't they?
They do.
For a nation that you couldn't buy a cup of coffee 15, 20 years ago, it's come a long way.
Oh, this is excellent. Working perfectly now.
Maybe you should put it in.
Well, what a double result. A splendid coffee, and I've managed to get the remote to work again. Google was my friend. Googled it. Turns out you hold the reset button for 10 seconds. I was holding it for about 9.5. Just wasn't long enough. All the power buttons. Anyway, let's see how long that lasts. I've got too much battery left now, but at least it's running. Right, which one do you want? This one? Okay, so the battery ran out on the bike, but we've just stopped at another temple. Just check out this behind me. Here we go, swing that round. How about that then? Is that a Buddhist temple or what? Let's go and have a look.